So hello and welcome to the Menderhose Jungle, where this evening the Australian schoolboys are in town. They're taking on the Yorkshire Academy, and after a 92-0 defeat of the England students, they're in good measure. My name's Dave Parkinson, joined alongside by Matt Horton. First time we've commentated together, Matt. Looking forward to it.
Yes, Dave, and after seeing the Australians in Newcastle on Sunday, I'm sure they're going to provide plenty of entertainment for us here at the Menderhose Jungle tonight.
So let us run through the two sides, starting first of all with the side that coach Luke Robinson has selected for the Yorkshire Academy. At 1 is Liam Whitton, 2 Jack Croft, 3 Jack Broadbent, 4 Robbie Story, 5 Lewis Carr, at 6 Callum McClelland, 7 Mikey Lewis. In the front row it's Tom Holroyd, Corey Johnson and Keelan Forster. A back row of Owen Trout, Joe Summers and Louis McConnell, and a bench of Jack Flynn, Jack Brown, Muiz Mustafa, Rowan Milnes, Tyler Dupree and Rory Nettleton.
For the Australians, their head coach Tony Adams is trying to get as much game time into all his players as possible. So Star Torres at fullback tonight, 4 try Zach Sini on the wing, Stephen Crichton, Timano Alexander and Jason Saab, Tommy Talau and Tom Dearden at half-back. The huge Franklin Pele starts at prop alongside Max Altus and Ratu Nanava. And the back three, Harry Crocker, Matt Dory and Matt Dragosic. On the bench, Ryan Gray, Bradman Best, Benny Tipua, Juwan Compain, Tessie Niu, Jalal Bazaz, Sean Vivaletta and Jaden Tanner. Referee tonight is Mr. Worsley.
Looking forward to this one. We're just about ready for the off. These nervous first few minutes, they'll count, won't they?
And if they've watched the video from Sunday, they won't be kicking towards Franklin Pele, who's currently just to the right of the post at the railway end here at the Menderhose Jungle. He's the standout man for me tonight. There's YouTube clips of him. He's a big human, and they've kicked it straight in his direction. And here he comes, the big man, Franklin Pele, first carry.
Wonderful run past the 10-metre line, but they've met him well. 3 men put into the challenge there. Tom Holroyd, the last man up. He's got a lot on his plate this evening. Next, the run comes in from Dragosic.
And of course, Tom Holroyd has played first grade as well.
22 metres away from their own line are the Aussie schoolboys, moving the ball to the right-hand side. That run coming in there from Ratu Nanova. 30 metres away from his own line. He'll play it. Altus passing to his left-hand side. Dragosic taking another run.
You can already see in these first 4 tackles that these schoolboys are going to get a much better test tonight. There's a lot more contact than what they were getting from the England colleges side on Sunday up in Newcastle.
And what a great kick that was to complete the first set. I'd imagine completions will be the aim of the game, won't they, for the Australians as they build up towards the test series?
Yeah, I was speaking to Tony Adam, the head coach, after the game on Sunday, and they were maybe a little bit disappointed with how it went in the second half. They made a few more errors. They had an 18-minute spell where they didn't score, and it's about getting ready for that first test match at Leo Week on Saturday for them, I think.
I mean, to be fair, they were 58-0 up at half-time, weren't they? So the job was already done.
Yeah, and there was a spell when England didn't touch the ball for 15 minutes as well.
Thankfully, Yorkshire getting their hands on the ball early as Corey Johnson moves the ball to the left-hand side, bringing it through the middle on this second tackle up to the 40-metre line.
That's good from Jack Croft, and they didn't face this kind of physical presence on Sunday either.
So again, running from dummy half. Excellent running through the middle. Louis McConnell gets beyond halfway. Good strong defence, but already Yorkshire warming themselves up. Another power pack run coming in from Keelan Foster. 30 metres away from the try line. Ball moved to the left-hand side. Kick comes in from Mikey Lewis. It's a high one. Well taken, confident take. But,
good chase, good set, and I'm sure Luke Robinson will be happy with that opening set. Got Australia starting inside their own 10, and they're going to have to bring it down the slope here at the Menderhose Jungle.
So early stages of this game. Just been going for 2 minutes thus far, no score. And Australian schoolboys pushing up to the 30-metre line. Over on the right-hand side, 10 metres in from touch. It's picked up from dummy half by Altus, who goes direct. Been looking forward to seeing him play as well, to be honest. He's rolled over on his back by a 3-man challenge just before the halfway line. Line speed is crucial in these early stages. That pass looked a little suspect, but taken in by Dragosic.
He played for Serbia a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Ball down the right-hand side. Kick comes in from Tommy Talau. Over the top into the corner. Jack Croft retreats. collects it, does well to get back in the field of play. 2 metres from his own line.
He's done really well there as Jack Croft. A great kick from Tommy Talau to put the pressure on. The grass is very long here at the Menderhorst Jungle tonight. Not obviously winter, isn't it? Got to let it grow a little bit, and it just helped that ball to hold up in the in goal.
So they're moving downfield in Tom Holroyd, 20 metres from his own line. Ball played. Johnson passes to his right hand side. They're using this right hand side. Good defence, however, from Harry Croker.
Good to see Callum McClelland back on a rugby league field tonight as well after his spell in Scotland at Rugby Union. Obviously signed by Leeds. Too late to get any impact at the end of the season. This is actually his first game back in rugby league, and here he is with the kick now.
Was under a bit of pressure as well. Lofts it into the middle of the field. It's allowed to bounce and it trickles, and he's picked up by the winger on that side, Saab.
It's good field, better field position though for Australia to start this set though.
Saw some clips of him in a couple of days ago. Looks a real class finisher, does Jason Saab.
Do you have Wi-Fi on the plane back from Fiji and doing a bit of research?
No, I didn't. This was when I got home, yeah, when I eventually woke up again. Yeah, just back from Fiji. I've got about 6 layers on tonight, so I feel like an Australian.
It's like summer tonight in Cass, to be honest, Dave. It's the warmest it's been for at least a week.
Dragicic is 30 metres away from the try line. In centre field, Altus will send it to the right-hand side. Another power pack run coming in from Talau. Up to the 10-metre line, wrestled. In fact, they're still wrestling with him. He's still going. Slips the ball out. Well recovered there by Witten. And an error from the Australians, a rare one.
I think Tommy Talau should have just been clinging on there. England had 2 men down in back play. Should have been looking just to land the elbows and knees, get the quick play of the ball and get the ball moving to this left-hand side, where probably Zach Seeney would have had a chance to add to his 4 tries on tour already.
So, Yorkshire with the put in at the scrum, 10 metres away from their own line. Can they complete the set and get downfield and test out this Australian defence? It goes down the left-hand side first of all. Solid hit coming in. A couple of men in the frame there. And then through the middle it comes. That looks a high shot there, and Owen Trout.
From Ratu Nanova.
Penalty follows up from Cameron Worsley, our match referee.
And a big good morning to anybody on the eastern seaboard of Australia who are joining us. 6:30 a.m. just gone in Sydney, just gone 5:30 in the sunshine state of Queensland. If you are watching us from Australia, thanks for joining us here on the Our League app. It's an even more unsociable time for you on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it's great to have you joining us. Tap taken on the 40-metre line. Yorkshire in possession. Here comes Louis McConnell. Straight down the middle, arrow in for the middle.
midnight Sydney, 11:30 p.m. Brisbane on Saturday, so
that is late. Ball down this right-hand side, good movement. Robbie Story doing well.
Great interaction from Liam Witten there.
Long ball to the middle. McClellan brings it across. Good running. That's excellent work from Yorkshire. 10 metres away from the try line. Really testing out this Australian defence. They go down the right-hand side.
Long ball. Oh.
McClellan decided to take it on himself. 2 metres out from the try line. Johnson feeds it back. Chance here for Holroyd. Holroyd has got
scored.
Down.
He's
Fantastic.
in. Tom Holroyd spun out and got the ball down.
Did really well there, coming on the little angled run from behind the play of the ball. 7 minutes gone. 4 points to 0 in favour of Yorkshire. I said they were testing them out, and they certainly have done. Come up with the first points.
Great work from Tom Holroyd though. Did really well to get there, and it looked like there was nothing on. Lewis Carr was in acres of space on this right hand wing. Maybe the ball could have been the pass to him. Long bullet pass from dummy half to Lewis Carr would have given him the chance to get in the corner. Tom Holroyd was the man there though, and he gets over the line, and it's a great start for Yorkshire here.
It was a direct route, wasn't it, really, from Holroyd? Great work from him. So it's going to be Mikey Lewis to attempt the conversion. Just to the right-hand side of the posts. 4 points to 0 in favour of the Yorkshire Academy. If you're just joining us, welcome.
And it just goes to prove that they're not going to get it all their own way like they did in Newcastle on Sunday, this Australian side tonight. They've been really challenged by the Yorkshire. They've been challenged more in this first 8 minutes here at the Jungle tonight than they were in the full 70 on Sunday.
Well, I think by this stage in that game, were they already 12-0 up?
I can tell you.
There was several early points scored, wasn't there? Mikey Lewis taking his time.
We're 16-0 up by this stage on Sunday.
16-0 up, crikey.
Nailed it.
What a good conversion that is. So Mikey Lewis converts, and it's 6 points to 0 in favour of the Yorkshire Academy. Perfect start. Back to the halfway line for the Australian schoolboys to get us underway again. Tell you what, there's some well-developed lads on this Australian side.
There is.
Ball goes high up in the air. Well taken. Forward come Yorkshire. 15 out from their own line. Powerful defence from the Aussies. And in particular, Matt Dorey. They go down the blind side, though. Excellent work. Exciting play. It's in the arms of Croft. Croft is put down. 5 metres away from halfway. He'll play it. Infield it comes now.
It's a great tackle from Max Altus. Great tackle.
Really got under the ball then, didn't they? Next it's Keelan Foster. Foster over the halfway line. Wrestling his way forward. So Yorkshire up by 6 points to 0. Holroyd taking the next drive. Another super run down the middle. He's after a quick play of the ball as well. Surely that should be a penalty. Referee's patience holding.
There is a case for it.
Kick comes in. It's a low one. Tester for Cine, and he picks up. 4 tries was it at the weekend? He's got some brilliant footwork, this fella.
He's nearly got through as well. Good scramble from Owen Trout to bring him to ground.
It was a scramble as well, wasn't it, Matt? Ball comes in field.
It's Crichton.
Solid hit on Crichton. One of a couple of goal kickers in the Australian ranks, isn't he, Crichton?
I'd expect him to do it. He eventually ended up doing it on Sunday after Tom Dearden missed a couple.
Here's Altus. Straight upfield. That was quick as you like. 20 metres gained as quick as a flash. He's down the left with Dearden. Dearden spots a gap, goes for it, reaches the 20-metre line, eventually funneled to the floor. Last tackle signalled. Options down the left-hand side.
5 on 4 here, though.
Tour, dummies. Keeps hold of it himself.
It's a good hit from Robbie Story.
They've done well.
And England survive.
Turnover possession.
Max Altus will rip you apart, but Ryan Gray, who's on the bench, who was by far and away head and shoulders the best player on the field in the first half on Sunday, you can't give Ryan Gray that kind of room when he gets out there later.
Otherwise he's gone.
Yeah.
So Yorkshire back in possession, counting the lucky stars on that one. Good solid surge coming in from Lewis Carr. 20 metres away from his own line down centre field. Again, it's amongst the back line. Broadbent taking the next carry. Gaining 5 metres. It's a very flat attack being employed by the Yorkshire side at the moment. But that
in their own half, Dave, I'd be happy to see Yorkshire completing and getting out of there and putting a good kick in. Here's McClellan again to do that now.
It's a long kick.
It's straight down the throat, though, a star Tour. Oh, it's bounced away.
Ooh.
Good chase, though. Tom Holroyd.
He's fortunate, really, that he allowed that to bounce. It could have gone anywhere, couldn't it, on this long pitch?
But because the grass is just that little bit longer than what we normally get, it's just sat dead, didn't it?
Alexander down that right-hand side, plays it. And again, Saab cuts his way forward. Ruled on his back. Tell you what, Holroyd's involved in everything so far in this game, isn't he?
Yeah. And this is Crichton.
Did well to get up to the 40-metre line. He's still crawling forward. Plays it quickly. Altus passes to his left-hand side. Tupu gets the ball out. Now it's in the arms of Harry Croker.
Made a change. Australia. Franklin Pelle's gone off. Never really got involved, to be fair. After me bigging him up, he never really got involved.
We do have unlimited substitutions, so I'm sure we'll see him a bit later. Ball pass right. Little dab forward. Chance here for the Australians. It's a little
well watched. Well watched by Luke Whitten.
They're after a quick tap as well. Yorkshire bringing it back to the 20. Quick tap taken. Great run. Excellent work from Whitten. 30 metres from his own line. Again, just funneling the ball to the right-hand side. Sensible play from Yorkshire inside their own half. Robbie Story wrestled to the floor by 3. Over
2 big fellas for England have gone off as well.
McClellan doing really well there. Wrestled to the floor. Crichton hanging off him. Down this right hand side it comes again. Yorkshire looking really up for this one. Joe Summers, tackle on the 20 metre line, 5 metres in from touch. They go down the blind side. Oh, tricky work there from Corey Johnson. 12 metres away from the line. Ball for the middle. McClellan keeps it moving.
He's been sized up there. It's a good read in defence.
That from the half-back as well, wasn't it? Tommy Tillow shot out the line. Last tackle signal. Ball on the left-hand side. Kick coming in.
Oh, no. Altus there with the pickup, but it's a good recovery from Michael Lewis. I mean, the other thing as well, Dave, is a lot of these Yorkshire boys out here tonight probably haven't played for 6 weeks.
I believe they only had one training session ahead of this game as well, haven't they?
Couldn't possibly say.
Run down the right-hand side. Saab trying to brush through the tackles. Notice that big Muiz Mustafa's on.
Yeah, he can certainly put himself about. And
well, he's already got 2 tackles to his name in about 30 seconds. Australian schoolboys trying to open out. Here's
that's a good read from McLennan. Had to make that tackle.
Shot out of the line. Last tackle signal. They're over the halfway. Kick comes in from Tillow. Bounces up in favour of Jack Croft. He'll launch the counter-attack now. Gets to the 20 metre line.
We've got Tony Adam, the Australian coach. He's in earshot, to be fair, and he's desperate for his team to find some shape at the moment on attack, and there's not really much organisation. Jock Madden, who played at half on Sunday, sadly hasn't made the squad tonight due to an injury. He's the only one they picked up on Sunday, and they're just looking a little bit flat on attack at the moment, of the Australians.
Let's, from a Yorkshire point of view, hope that continues. Forward comes Mustafa. Great run from him. Bit like a Darren Fleary type, isn't he? All action. And again, cutting down that left-hand side Yorkshire. 40 metres away from the try line. Last tackle signal. They'll keep it down that left-hand side. Better kick from Lewis. Bounce up awkwardly.
Toa's done well there.
Drove it over the 20 metre line. And again, flat attack employed by the Australians. It's Sinney. Tell you what, though, he was easy to read then, wasn't he, Sinney? Altus works it to his right-hand side.
That's Jaden Tanner, who's just got out there, his first carry of the evening.
Powerful run as well, made 12, 13 metres. Next, that run comes in from Tipu. Down the left, Tanner again, releases it to Dearden. Long ball, out to Crichton. Crichton's caught though, well funneled by Robbie Story. Sidney's at dummy half, last tackle signal. Ball comes to the middle. Dearden dabs it into the middle, dabs it in behind. Someone needs to get on it, and they do.
Done really well there. Owen Trout hesitated and then got the shout from Liam Whitten to say, get there, son, it's your ball, and he did do, but Australia will look to intensify the defence now.
He's put Yorkshire under a bit of pressure as that little bit of hesitation. Just 12 metres away from her own line now. Third tackle of the set. Corey Johnson moves it to his left. Tell you what, that's a good run though. Eventually closed down by Alexander. He slipped the ball out though. Mustafa goes again. Yeah, heavily involved in his last 2 minutes. I mean, that 3 tackles and 2 drives.
Yeah, he certainly made an impact. That's Mustafa.
Connell to the halfway line. Just rolled over on his back.
It's Brown, that. It's Jack Brown who's out there.
Kick coming in by Mikey Lewis, completing the set, rolls it over the touchline.
Take that from the position they started, 1 metre away from the line, Dave. Good carry, offload, got them that little bit of impetus further upfield. And we're coming up to 17 minutes on the clock here at the Menderhorse Jungle. Still Yorkshire full value for the 6-point lead.
Yeah, and they're sort of doing well at the moment, completing the majority of the sets and making it difficult for the Australian side. So 22 metres away from their own line, Australian schoolboys to feed. Tillow with the put in. Dearden standing out of the scrum. Gets the ball now, whips it across to his left-hand side. The defence closes in. 4 men into the challenge with Callum McClelland and Robbie Story leading the way. Altus switches the ball to his right.
Tanner.
Tanner put down 40 metres from his own line. Altus picks up, goes down the left. Dearden. Dummies. Gets it back on the inside. They're off. The break has been made by Star Tour. Tour's going, but that's a great tackle from Whitton.
Liam Whitton stood up there.
Oh, and he's knocked on. Great work from Yorkshire.
He's not happy, Star Tour, with the call, but
he was just trying to be quick, wasn't it?
Trying to be too quick, wasn't it?
Happens so often, that, doesn't it? But that was just a little display there of what this Australian side can come up with. They just switched off, didn't they, on the inside, and he was down the ground with Star Tour. So McClelland with the put-in at the scrum, 20 metres away from their own line. Yorkshire with possession. There's that man, Jack Brown. 5 metres gain on that carry, in the middle of the field. He's got Corey Johnson for company. The referee's patience doesn't hold, and it's a penalty the way of Yorkshire, who still lead by 6 points to 0 in this one.
And last time Yorkshire got a penalty, scored off the back of it, Dave.
Let's see if they can do likewise. That's a great kick to touch as well. 25 metres gain down the ground. Picked the longest end as well, didn't he, to kick to? Obviously it is a little bit blustery tonight. The direction of the wind favouring that.
Offload.
Mustafa gets hold of the ball from the offload, goes again. 30 metres away from the try line. On that left-hand side of the field. Very direct running from Yorkshire. Really liking the work that these forwards are doing. It's honest. And it's down the left-hand side now. Mikey Lewis ducks one challenge. Caught by the second man. 15 metres out from the try line. Brought back to the middle. This is Tyler Dupree.
Good run again.
Brown still going. Tell you what, he's not that far away from that line there, is he?
Been ruled held up. Go back 10 out and Yorkshire will get a chance to put something on from here.
Let's see if they can put something on. Here's McClellan.
Good loop in. Oh!
Whitton was just losing his footing. 5 metres out from the line. Still he'll go down that side. Whitton gets it back, feeds it into the middle. Here's McClellan, drops it on his toe, picks it up, goes again, flicks it back. Has that all on? It's been picked up by the Australian side. And
it's been batted down. It's been knocked down by an Australian, and Yorkshire are going to get another set of 6 from here at the moment. Maybe it wasn't the right option from Corey Johnson to start with, but Yorkshire have got the bonus of another set of 6, 10 away from the Australian line.
I thought McClellan did well there, though, didn't he? Little dab forward, pick up all in one movement. You can see why with that sort of skill Leeds have brought him back from rugby union.
And of course he's on familiar turf. He was here at Castleford before going over to the Scottish Rugby Union, where he played in the Under-20s World Cup this year.
So forward comes Brown for Yorkshire, 5 metres out from the line. Johnson at dummy half, slips the ball left. Here's Mustafa, 2 metres away from that line. They're knocking on the door. Lewis wants it out on the left, but it brought to the right-hand side. Chance here for Yorkshire.
It's Dupree.
Did really well there, did the defence. Ball's gone loose. Knock on ensues. Disappointing end to that set, really.
Yeah, but there's a case for Tyler Dupree being called held and then being flung to the floor afterwards. But still, Yorkshire have deserved this 6-point lead. They've been much the better side, and Tony Adam, the Australian coach, still barking instructions into the headset to his coaching staff on the far side here at the Menderhorse Jungle, and I think it's kind of proved that they're up against a much better side than they were playing against on Sunday in Newcastle.
I'm certainly glad to see it anyway, as Harry Croker wins a penalty. Yorkshire caught offside from the scrum.
Tell you it was Jack Brown went too soon.
Altus will tap, didn't want to misjudge the
Good
wind.
hit. Mustafa.
He's really throwing himself about. Brilliant performance so far. Tanner now through the middle for Australia, 30 metres away from his own line. Altus at dummy half, passes to his right. Dragozic over the 40. Again, the defence is good though. They're putting numbers in. It's just slowing them down. He's playing for the penalty, and he's got it.
He's got it.
So Dragicic winning that penalty.
I mentioned him with Alan on Sunday that Matt Dragicic played for Serbia recently at under 19 level as well.
He's had a busy summer, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah. Done some miles, especially if the game was in Belgrade.
Lots of air miles. Dragicic taking it forward, not taking off on this occasion. Inside the 30-metre line. He's hurt himself there as Dragicic. Thought it was a good hit which came his way by Owen Trout.
Didn't quite see what it was, but don't forget here on the Hour League app, Saturday we're at the Manchester Regional Arena, 1:30 kick-off UK for Lancashire against the Australian Schoolboys. Then the Saturday after we're at the Sports Village in Leigh, 2 p.m. kick-off UK for the first test between England Academy and the Australian Schoolboys. And then the following Friday, the 14th of December, we're at Emerald Headingley for the second test.
Down that right-hand side, Australian Schoolboys go with Timanu Alexander, 12 metres away from the line. It comes into the middle. Talau releases the ball to Dragicic again. He's okay after that little knock, and he's put down on the 10-metre line just to the right-hand side of the post. Alters passes left. Ball's moved to Dearden.
Trouble.
Comes out to Toa. Toa between defenders, and Toa has just worked his way over, and that's the first try for the Australian side. 6 points to 4 with 16 minutes remaining of the first half.
It became a numbers game, didn't it? And Toa has just chimed into the line perfectly, got himself through the gap and managed to slice his way through that Yorkshire defence, and they've done well to hang on and stay in it so far. But Australia just showing that little bit of class there, haven't they? And they're able to get over the try line.
They have. It was interesting how they took the ball down the right-hand side first of all and then just worked it all the way out to the left. And Toa showing that quality that we know that he possesses to get on the end of the movement, get between the defenders. As Matt said, they just ran out of numbers, didn't they? Lovely build-up though. Pass from Dearden did it all, and then there was the footwork.
Stephen Crichton has the goal-kicking duties. Knocked a couple over on Sunday up at Kingston Park.
Was the main goal kicker for Penrith Panthers SG Ball side, which won the grand final and also won the Australian Under-18s Championship.
I was having a look on the Australian Schoolboys website. I think there's only one player here who's not signed up in the full squad to an NRL club.
It's impressive that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who is that player out of interest?
I can't remember. I'll have a look at half-time.
So he's had the full minute. The clock has been stopped. 14.5 minutes remaining of the first half. Crichton, a quality points getter. An interested crowd looks on here at the Mendahose Jungle. Crichton rocks back on his heels, now strikes it. Has he bent it round enough? No, yeah, well, he's bent it round too much.
Too much.
6 points to 4, so Yorkshire still have the advantage. It's a good game, this one, though, Matt.
Yeah, it's been interesting now. All the rotations have been done from both sides, and Australia, I think, will obviously look to finish a lot bigger. I think they've done a little bit more training, a little bit more game awareness in this last 14 minutes of this first half. Might just hold them in good stead at the moment.
So back on the halfway line with Yorkshire. Looking to put some pressure on, get a good chase going on this restart from Mikey Lewis. Goes up high in the air. Well taken. Toward up down the right-hand side. 22 metres out from his line. Now they'll come through the middle. Good link up, but I tell you what, he was diving for it. They've lost the ball. Chance here for Yorkshire. Joe Summers.
Need to remember there's no free play tonight either.
International
rules. Apparently it's going anyway, but we'll wait confirmation on that.
Run comes in from Brown. Heard that hit from here. Oof. Then he gets one round his midriff for good measure.
Got numbers left here.
Johnson moves it down that left-hand side, goes out to Lewis. He then finds Owen Trout, who puts the step on, comes back on the inside. Stopped 11 metres away from the try line. Johnson picks up. Here's Mustafa. Got a low centre of gravity, hasn't he? 2 metres out from the line. Johnson picks up, feeds it to Dupree. Almost smuggles his way over.
Big numbers right. Big numbers right. Callum McClellan needs to be taking control here.
Calls for it and gets it.
Oh.
Good defence by the Australian schoolboys. They're under a lot of pressure there, but the short side, they've come down this side. Story doing everything he can to get over and eventually wrestled down just short.
And it's not the worst place to turn the ball over, is it? Great defence, gave Yorkshire the chance to get down here. There's an Australian bloke down in back plate. Not quite sure who it is. Looks like the 13. It's Dragicic again, I think.
He's been involved in everything though, hasn't he, Dragicic?
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I'm amazed he found himself in that position to come up with the tackle. He's had to track a long way from the middle of the field.
Tom Dearden, the Australian captain, just getting some clarification. And they're going to do the sensible thing. Dragicic has gone out at the back.
So Australia 10 metres away from their own line.
Jalal Bazaz, who's out there in 21.
Oh, big hit there on Tanner. 15 out from his own line. Tell you what, he had to concentrate really well there on taking that ball in. It was a low pass, and straight away Dupree hit him with the help of Mustafa. The Australians looking to try and work an overlap, but the defence is solid. They've lost the ball again.
Great day again from Yorkshire, getting good field position through some good tackling.
Tell you what, the way that they hit him, just their organisation in defence, is very impressive, isn't it?
Not what the Australian players were getting on Sunday in Newcastle. They weren't getting the physical challenge on Sunday from the England colleges side, and tonight they're up against guys who some play in a little bit of a full-time environment, and missing nothing at the moment because Jaden Tanner is down at the moment for the Aussies, and they're going to take Jaden Tanner off as well.
Well, he took a heck of a hit in the middle of the field. I'm not surprised he's having to leave the field.
And of course, Tony Adam, it's all about building up to that first test match in Leo Week on Saturday for them at the moment. So they are going to get him out of there, and it's just one big bloke for another big bloke, though, isn't it?
Is that our man Pelly who's gone back on?
No, it's not. It's Sean Vivaletta.
Tell you what, he's just as big, isn't he? Here's Brown, hitting through the middle, 25 metres out from the line. Johnson at dummy half, passes to his right hand side for Dupree to go the direct route. Johnson to Brown, Brown opening up to McClellan, McClellan moving the ball right, it goes past Story, cleaned up well however by Lewis Carr, who ducks past two, still on his wriggling forward, on his hands and knees, 18 metres away from the try line. McClellan taking control, dropping it back for Brown. It's relentless, isn't it, from the likes of Brown and Mustafa.
Got numbers again left.
Mustafa runs, offloads. He's then out to Whitton, who's dunked on his head unceremoniously.
It's careless from Tamanu Alexander more than anything. I don't think there's any malice in it. I think it's just careless. And you know what? If I were Luke Robinson, 10 minutes left, I'd be tempted to send the kicking tee on.
And I think this is exactly what's happening, to be honest. Referee choosing to have a chat. In fact, no, they now look like they're going to tap this ball.
Yeah.
They fancy 4 points, never mind 2. Dupree with the charge. It's a big charge as well, 5 metres away from the line. Eventually wrestled on his back. Johnson in at dummy half again, as he has been for most of this first half. Out with Lewis, moves it further wide. Owen Trout. Eventually overwhelmed, 5 metres away. Mustafa deserves it for his efforts so far. Just wrestled back in the field of play.
Yorkshire have got to take one of these opportunities though.
Here's Brown. He centred the movement of Yorkshire. Still a big line up down this right hand side. And it comes out right now through Lewis. All the way up to Story. Further wide. Chance here for Yorkshire. Field pass finds Story again. He keeps it moving. And then
chance
it's
is
lost. Under pressure, Joe Summers loses the ball. But they picked it up again.
It's play on.
It's play on. They're off. They're under the post.
No free play, remember.
Mikey Lewis picking up the pieces. And scoring the try.
31 on the clock. I'm not quite sure what happened there, Dave, to be honest.
Yeah, there seemed to be a bit of an error, didn't they? And then suddenly Yorkshire popped up.
The first error definitely came from Joe Summers. And Sean Vivaletta's played on. And, well...
But Lewis really taking his chance there and improving the angle as well to touchdown just at the back of the posts.
There was the error, and it's picked up by Crichton. It's been stolen one-on-one. One-on-one steal.
Fantastic steal there from Mikey Lewis.
Great work.
Tell you one guy who would have been proud of that. Clinched the pinch.
Yeah, but I'm going to be devil's advocate a little bit here, Dave. I know it's international rules, but where was their advantage? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, there was definitely a case for it, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's a case for him to blow and give the scrum there because I'm not quite sure that Australia got an advantage after the initial error from Joe Summers. Not complaining though.
No, and it was quick as you like reaction as well, wasn't it, from Mikey Lewis, who has the chance to add his second goal in addition to the try. Strikes it left-footed. The flags are raised. 12 points to 4.
We said when Yorkshire got down here, Dave, that they needed to take their opportunity when they got down here, and sure enough, they have done. And it's another 4 points, an 8-point lead now going into the break. 8 minutes left to Oranges. Yorkshire needs to go into half-time 8 points up, at least.
Well, the way that they've been playing so far, you would fancy them to take it to the break, but you do one switch off and the Australians are right back in it, aren't they? So Stephen Crichton with this restart. Really tall, well-built centre. Sends the ball high in the air. Funneling back is the try scorer Lewis to take it. And Yorkshire have the ball 10 metres away from their own line.
Big set this, Dave. Must complete.
They go down the blind side. That's certainly interesting. 15 metres out from their own line. Good surge. Tell you what, no prisoners taken in that last challenge. And again, working the way forward is Rory Nettleton. Nettleton 25 metres away from his own line. Good work from Jack Flynn.
Another offload.
And here's Flynn again. Going forward, looking for the halfway line. Doesn't quite reach, in fact he does reach it. Last tackle signalled here. Great set this to clear the lines. Oof. Lewis takes a bit of afters but gets the kick away and it rolls it into touch, and perfect set really.
Yep, complete, and that's all that Yorkshire needed to do on that set. Complete. And now they just need to tough up on defence again, get that big hit in. Last two sets Australia have had the ball. Yorkshire forced errors, got good field position, they got the reward with that second try from Mikey Lewis. Let's hope it happens again, Dave.
Let's see what pressure they can put under, or put the Australian schoolboy side under, I should say. Tommy Talau with the put in at the scrum. Comes out at the base. The Australians attack through the middle.
Jalal Bazaz, that.
That's a great name, by the way.
It is the best name on it. Him and Franklin for me. Franklin Pele.
Solid work there from Tupu. And there's a run
Bazaz
from
again.
Bazaz again. Up to the halfway line. Altus passes left to Dearden. Dearden funnels it right to Crichton. Crichton, look at that handoff. But great work from McClelland. He wouldn't be shrugged off. Wouldn't be beaten. Sinney at dummy half. Passes into the middle to Dearden. Altus keeps it moving. There's Via Vallata again. 40 metres away from the try line.
Not bad defensively. Australia have only made 25 on this set again.
The line speed is pretty good. Dearden though moving it through the hands. Crichton throws it to no one in particular. Sinney had already gone and overran the pass.
Yeah, Stephen Crichton a bit of a no-looker in his defence, but Australia now just desperately trying to get some more points on the board before half-time, and we've got 4:50 left in the half, Dave.
Do you just go for a holding pattern here if you're Yorkshire?
Complete. That's the big thing. Complete. If the offload's on and it's safe to do it, but completion's the big thing.
Joe Summers overwhelmed there, 30 metres from his own line. Oh, that was a hard pass. Well taken by Rory Nettleton, who did well to make some yardage afterward. Jack Flynn at dummy half. Moves down the short side. Tackle comes in.
Notice Yorkshire have just sneaked a few fresh bodies out just before the break. Holroyd's back out there as well.
He was brilliant in his first spell, was Holroyd.
Good move from Robbo.
Keelan Foster. 25 metres away from the line. Last tackle signalled. They'll take it right. McClelland dabs it forward. Oh, I tell you what, Startor had to be brave there.
Good kick from Callum McClelland though. And again now Yorkshire need to turn up on defence as Holroyd jumps the line and 4 players committing into that.
Into the last 4 minutes of the half. Sinney picks up from dummy half. Gains about 8 metres with that carry. But this defence is just overwhelming from Yorkshire at the moment. Can they keep it up as Dearden shuffles the ball to his right-hand side? Oh, tell you what, Talau half break
nearly
from him.
through the
40 metres away from his try line.
No penalties is a big thing as well now.
Kick comes in from Altus over the top.
He stuck it out on the full. That's bad from Max Altus. No need. Too early in the tackle count. Australia need as much possession as they can muster at the moment, and Max Altus kicking 4th tackle isn't what they need.
Yeah,
especially when he's not even inside. If going for a 40-20, I can forgive him, but he wasn't even inside the 40.
Yeah, it's hard to describe what he was thinking really with that kick, wasn't it? Just get out of here, I suppose. But far too much on it, and it's another chance for Yorkshire. Inside the Australian half by 5 metres. Ball in hand. Foster. Overwhelmed in that challenge. His shoulder really hit the turf hard there. Now Holroyd. Good run. Jack Flynn moves into dummy half again. It's taken right with McClelland. Back to the full-back Whitton. Whitton gets between 2 defenders. And gets
good
inside
shape
the 20.
again though.
Yeah, it's simple, but it's proving effective, isn't it, from Yorkshire at the moment, as McClelland finds Lewis.
Oh, he's been lined up by Talau.
He's done that a couple of times
yeah.
now, hasn't he? Edge defence has been pretty solid from him. Foster goes again. 10 metres away from the line. Last tackle signalled here. Flynn passes right. McClelland dabs it on the toe.
Great work from Toe. Good D though, and they're going to get a repeat set of Yorkshire. Great
Excellent work. Story, big on defence there.
Oh, he's given offside. Oh. No. Oh.
That's unfortunate. Really unfortunate call. So it's Sinney who'll kick to touch. In fact, no. He's trying to pinch some metres there. I'm not quite sure what he was up to. That kick goes over the top of us.
I'll be in some backyard in Princess Street now.
Crichton will tap it. Turns the ball inside. Good defence, Yorkshire.
Probably the last set Australia will get as well.
Nettleton with the big hit. Here's Bazaz.
Struggling to see where the offside calls come from.
Bazaz
watched it again.
over the halfway line. The Aussies aren't hanging around to debate that. I think they were just thankful they got that call. Altus passes right. Moves through hands again. Talau. Looks dangerous. He's bounced his way through. He's got some support on the inside.
Great cover from Tom Holroyd on Max Altus.
15 out from the try line. Australians on the charge. Dearden in possession.
Gone the wrong way.
Steps, goes back to the right, loses the ball.
It's going to be a knock-on against Holroyd. It's a one-on-one steal.
Into the last half minute. Yorkshire just need to hold out for 5 tackles here.
Yorkshire, just desperately trying to slow it down. The clock stopped with 14 seconds left of this first half.
They did well to ease away 13 seconds there. Last chance of the half coming up then. Talau follows it out to Saab.
Great
Good hit, he's lost the ball.
Great D.
Wonderful tackling. Such spirit shown from Yorkshire.
And that'll do us.
Half time in this one. 2 tries the way of Yorkshire. Tom Holroyd scoring after 7 minutes. Mikey Lewis scoring after 32 minutes. And in between, Star Tour came up with a try. We've also seen 2 goals from Mikey Lewis. But it's been the defensive effort, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, Yorkshire's defensive effort has been absolutely superb, just forcing error after error out of the Australian side. They've made 6 errors in this first half, but crucially, they've made a lot of errors deep in their own half. They've given Yorkshire field position. It's given them a chance to build pressure, chance to get on top of the Australian side. And Tony Adam, the Australian coach, is probably going to be stripping the paint in the Menderhose Jungle Sheds at half-time.
If you're Luke Robinson, though, you're going to be really chuffed at that half, aren't you?
Hey, given the preparation that Yorkshire have had for this game tonight, Luke Robinson will be the happiest man in Castle at the moment.
Some magnificent defence. Again, they've kept it simple, haven't they? And it's worked for them.
Yeah, keep it simple. Completion's been a big thing for Yorkshire tonight. They've completed lots and lots of sets, not many errors, only a couple of errors, only 3 penalties conceded by Yorkshire as well. And the full value for me for this 8-point lead as we go to the break.
Keep it locked here on the Our League app because we'll be right back with second half action. But currently at half time, it's Yorkshire Academy 12, Australian Schoolboys 4. Hello and welcome back to second half coverage from the Menderhose Jungle. The Australian schoolboy side have been sent out of the dressing room. I'm sure, as Matt Horton said at the end of the first half, with a flea in their ear.
Yeah, it's Yorkshire. Get back out there. Luke Robinson will be a very, very happy man in that changing room at half time. One big change that's been made by Tony Adam, the Australian coach, at half time. Max Altus in 9 has gone off, and Ryan Gray, who signed with the Bulldogs in jumper 14, is out there.
He's tall, isn't he, for a hooker?
He's very tall for a hooker. Keep your eye on Ryan Gray. Lots of good things have been heard about Ryan Gray, and a lot of the Bulldogs very happy that he's playing for them at the moment.
So 12 points to 4, 2 tries scored by Yorkshire in that first half from Tom Holroyd and Mikey Lewis, who also kicked 2 goals. Star Tour with the only response thus far for the Australian schoolboys. My name's Dave Parkinson, alongside Matt Horton. You're watching the Our League app and we're underway. High hanging kick taken in by Yorkshire first of all.
I think the mantra from Robbo would be the same: complete, complete, complete. Get a good kick in.
Big defence early on in this set.
A couple more changes have been made by Tony Adam. Tessie New at fullback is out there now as well. He was pretty good in Newcastle on Sunday as well.
He's got big raps on him at Brisbane, hasn't
he? Yeah.
So Yorkshire just working their way out of danger. Owen Trout winning the penalty.
Just what Yorkshire need.
The Leeds man Owen Trout winning that penalty there.
Chance to get downtown.
Big boot comes in. Goes into touch. And the launch this attack 5 metres inside the Australian half. Tap taken. Flynn releases the ball to Holroyd. Certainly power pack running style from Holroyd. Another one from Leeds. Off the conveyor belt. Rowan Milnes feeding the ball down the left. Flynn goes into dummy half. 25 metres away from the try line. Milnes drops it back. Looking for the running Rory Nettleton. Newcastle Thunder representative this evening. They'll be so pleased with the development, what they're doing up there. McClelland takes it down the right-hand side. 10 metres away from the try line here, just to the right-hand side of the post. They continue going down the right. McClelland drops it on the boot. His kicking game has been excellent, and Sinny's got work to do, and Sinny won't clear his own line.
Great start to the half for Yorkshire, absolutely fantastic. Get the penalty, get down there, and there's maybe a little bit of afters going on in there, but nothing to write home about really, and a repeat set. Superb start to the second half for the White Rose.
They've now done that 2 or 3 times, haven't they, Yorkshire? And referee just having a quick word on the fly, but he's going to award this dropout. Niu drops out. On the bounce, it gets to the halfway line. Run back in on this occasion by Keelan Foster, another one from the Bradford conveyor belt. Flynn at dummy half, passes to his right-hand side. Nettleton moves it quickly. And Tom Holroyd tries to pace the defence, but he's caught 20 metres out in the middle of the field. Again, they've lined it up down the right-hand side. McClellan feeds it onto Summers. Summers doing well, getting the ball back on the inside to Holroyd. Holroyd's 5 metres out, just wrestled
big
to the
numbers
ground.
big numbers left. Need a shift.
And they do bring it right across the post, the face of the posts. Keelan Foster, though, held up 2 metres out. Flynn at dummy half, goes it alone. Oh, he's not far off.
Needed to come, needed to get left. Still got numbers.
Last tackle, it does come left. Long ball from Milne. All the way out, it's going to be a try at the corner. Jack Broadbent, the lead centre, pacing the defence. And straight away, 3.5 minutes into the second half, Yorkshire have struck again for their 3rd try.
Great play, superb pass from Rowan Milnes to get Jack Broadbent in at the corner. It could have happened the play before. Jack Flynn probably just got a little bit of white line fever and went for glory himself. But superb pass, and there was any one or two could have stored that, and it's Jack Broadbent, the man who gets over the stripe.
Well, you called it, didn't you? You said they've got to move it to the left-hand side, and thankfully that's where the numbers were. Thankfully that's where the gap was, and thankfully that's where the 4 points were scored.
And perfect start. Australia haven't even touched the ball in this second half, and they've shipped.
16 points to 4.
Change of kicker.
Rowan Milne with the attempted conversion. He's taking his time. I'm sure he'll take the full minute, won't he, that he's allowed?
Yeah. Johnny Wainhouse, the England trainer.
Tell you what, that has blown your half-time team talk out, though, hasn't it?
Australia have just lost another man out at the back. Harry Crocker in jumper 11 is being helped from the field.
Milnes with this conversion attempt, 5 metres in from the touchline. Strikes it well. Has he got enough on it? No, it's just to the left-hand side of the post as we look on. So 16 points to 4, but it's still looking a healthy lead. 12 points the gap.
Yeah, 12-point lead. Brings the drop goal into play. I know it's only a representative match, but any win over an Australian side is a boost for anybody involved. And well, I wonder what the message has been from Tony Adam down to sideline.
So Crichton will get us underway again. Sends it high. Really got some height on that one. Milne took it in.
Complete. I know I keep saying the same thing.
Well, they've got to keep doing it and keep doing it. And just be boring, really.
Yeah.
He did try and make his way through the defence, so did Owen Trout. Here's Nettleton again.
Like him.
He's eager for work, isn't he?
Yep.
I really like what he's throwing into the game. All action.
And
Holroyd.
These two props have just worked the socks off, Holroyd and Foster. And they've been ably supported by Mustafa and Dupree off the bench as well.
And they're coming through the middle once more. Foster. 40 metres away from the try line. Last tackle, it's on the left-hand side with Milnes. Milnes puts the ball high in the air. Tell you what, that's hanging Saab didn't want to know. It's bouncing back in favour of Yorkshire. They're still in possession. Keeping the ball alive, but it's been picked
Ryan
up.
Gray, the man who's come up with it.
Dragišić runs over the halfway line. 3 men hit coming in.
Win the collision though, put him onto his back, just buys Yorkshire that extra couple of seconds to get the defensive line set.
Gray feeds it to his left hand side. Bazaz, 40 metres away from the try line, plays the ball quickly. Gray spots a gap. Oh, he's quick as you like through it. Little offload. Brilliant work from the Australian. Sidney's going to go in under the posts.
And that's Ryan Gray. Told you at half time to watch Ryan Gray when he's came on. First time he's had the chance to jump from dummy half. He's caused absolute havoc in the Yorkshire defence and to put Zach Sinney over for his 5th try of the tour.
And it's a great piece of work there by Tessie Neer as well. Just supported down the middle like you'd expect any fullback to do in the modern game. And Sinney just adding that extra bit of support.
On the flip side of it though, it's come from a poor end to the set for Yorkshire, hasn't it? Where Rowan Mills has been caught in no man's land a little bit off the kick, and they've given decent field position away to these Australians, and the first chance Ryan Gray's had that to go from dummy half, he's taken it with both hands and he's set up a 4-pointer for his side.
So it's given the opportunity for Stephen Crichton to add the extras. In front of the post is the Australian centre. 7.5 minutes of this second half gone. 16 points to 8. You'd fancy another 2 points being hoisted to the schoolboys total. As sad as it sounds, I always like watching goal kickers. They've all got their own little procedure,
Niche.
haven't they?
This one might end up on the railway line. He does like to give it a fair old thump.
Certainly over the top.
That's into the car park. Flags are up.
Certainly hope that my car's behind there somewhere. Hope it's not landed on there.
16-10 though, Dave. Game on again now.
So Yorkshire back on the halfway line.
Got to be solid here now. Can't let these Australians go coast to coast. Gets to 16 all. It's a completely different game, and they really will have the tails up.
It's a high hanging restart. Oh, it's
dropped
fluffed by
backwards.
Sinney. Referee says it goes backwards. Good call there by Matt. 15 metres out from his own line. Takes the tackle of Flynn. Oh, and they're starting to get ahead of steam, aren't they? Good work there by Saab. Now Gray passes to his left-hand side. Again, they come through the middle with Sean Viavalletta. Gray to his left.
Franklin's back out there. There he is, his first carry of the half.
It's a monster carry as well, isn't it? The signs are ominous for Yorkshire. So I just dropped it back for Dragišić.
It's like they've turned the gear up, ball in hand.
Somebody's flicked a switch somewhere. It is great.
There we
He's
go.
off again.
Second chance he's had.
Wonderful
and he's created
play.
another try.
Sinney in support. And from a position where they were in total command at 16 points to 4, he's now 16-14 with the kick to come.
Ryan Gray, that's all I'll say. He was absolutely superb in that first half at Newcastle on Sunday. In the 35 minutes he's got, he's been on the pitch, 10 and a bit minutes here in this second half, and he has created havoc in this Yorkshire defence. 2 runs from dummy half, 2 tries for Zach Sinney, and we're about to be all square.
Fantastic work. He's just so dynamic out of that position, isn't he?
And obviously Big Franklin's back out there as well, and the response from Robbo is immediate. Here's Muzz Mustafa, Tyler Dupree, just going to shake things up a little bit now in that front row for Yorkshire as well.
And you've got to give credit to Sinney as well, because he was just supporting that inside, wasn't he? Almost expecting the pass to come his way. So Crichton. Will he clear the top of those offices? Are the offices here at Castle?
Exec boxes.
Exec boxes, right, okay.
Yep.
Is it?
No. Just
quite.
nearly put it in the bottle bar instead.
Still the flags are raised, 16 all. .28 minutes remaining.
I think
but it's
the message
completely different complexity.
Game on again now, isn't it? I think Johnny Warehouse needs to be saying to the Yorkshire players, they've got to win the ruck. They've got to get set. They can't give Ryan Gray any chance to jump from dummy half because he will ruin you.
Well, 2 chances, 2 tries. That's how clinical it is.
That's
isn't
how
it?
clinical he is.
Yorkshire get us underway again. It's a long kick. And the defence moves in. It's a big hit. I'll tell you what, Robbie Story's been good in defence.
Here's Big Franklin.
He's a beast. 8 metres gain on that carry. Gray passes to his right hand side. And again, it is like the Australians just ramping up, looking ominous inside their own half. Bazaz cutting forward to the halfway line. Rolled to the floor by 3. Slower play of the ball. Gray passes out to Sinney. Sinney flicks it left.
It's Bradman Best in 15.
That's class as well. Compen will play it 20 metres out from the try line. Infield it comes to Sinney. Talau kicks the ball high. Saab goes after it, takes it on the full, dabs it just behind the defence.
It's a great kick.
The try line.
And somebody's got there. They've scored. It's Ryan Gray. It's that man Ryan Gray who's got the try. What an impact he's had in this second half. It's 3 tries in 7 minutes for the Australians. He's turned from creator to try scorer, and it's that man Ryan Gray who puts the Australians ahead for the first time tonight.
Lovely little dab in the behind, wasn't it, by Saab?
Great from Jason Saab. Kept a cool head. Didn't really, no competing for the ball from Yorkshire, which would probably be a little bit of a dark thing for Luke Robinson when they'll go on to the review. But all of a sudden, it's like the switch has turned, and Australia have come from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, it was a great take from him, first of all, and then he showed so much composure to just put the ball in, roll it under the posts. Gray chased through to touchdown.
Put his body on the line there.
Almost complete contrast to the way that we started this second half.
Sean Vivaletta has just gone out, and Benny T. Hooper is back out there in jumper 15.
It's Crichton. Once again with something of a formality of a kick, you'd expect. Still taking his time. So this to make it 16 points to 22, which he does. And the schoolboys extend their advantage.
And on such small things, games turn, and you can relate this period of Australian pressure back to that poor finish to that set, which led to the first try for Zach Sinney. And Yorkshire have barely touched the ball since then.
Well, it's been a perfect example, hasn't it, of just starving your opposition of possession. The crowd getting behind the Yorkshire side, who find themselves trailing by 6 as Sinney takes that one in.
Big shot, defense. Great shot. Mustafa again.
Tell you what, I know we've still got some time to go, but he's my man of the match for Yorkshire. It's just been so dynamic. He's everywhere.
So get the feeling Johnny Warehouse just dished the kitchen sink out behind the post. Here's Big Franklin.
Gets outside his own 20-metre line. Gray goes into dummy half. He's got a scattered line in front of him. Feeds the ball. It's been intercepted though.
Interception.
Chance here. Jack Broadbent. Broadbent will go under the post. Interception. What a turnaround. Yorkshire trailed by 2. But that's a second try for Jack Broadbent, the lead centre, picking up the pieces and going over from about 35 metres.
Well, sometimes you need a little bit of luck in these games, don't you? And Yorkshire have just had a huge slice of luck handed in their direction there. I think Johnny Wainhouse has given those boys the kitchen sink behind the post, because they certainly came up, fired up on defence. Mustafa with the big shot there. Then the big carry from Franklin, but Australia may be guilty of trying to overplay from too deep inside their own half. Come up with the error. Great reactions from Jack Broadbent, and he gets over on the black dot, and hopefully Rowan can tag these extras on now, and we're back to let all squares your Devils again.
Is that a little bit of overconfidence from the Australians, do you think?
Yeah, they're going to have the tails up though, Dave, aren't they? They've just scored 3 tries in 7 minutes, and they've just turned this game completely on its head, and they're entitled to try and play a little bit of football. Tony's been quite adamant that they want to come and entertain while they're over here in the UK on this tour, and they're trying to play the way he wants them to play, and sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and unfortunately, or fortunately from a Yorkshire point of view, they lost on that occasion.
Here's Milnes. Tags on the extras, 22 all.
22 and a half minutes left here. It certainly is going to be game on, but again, can't stress enough, big set, got to complete.
So the Australian schoolboys come back to the halfway line. Big Stephen Crichton to get us underway again. Concentration levels a must. That's a very kick. Control of the boot from Milnes. And a big charge as well by Dupree.
He's lost it.
Well, he did so well to bounce through the first off tackle, didn't he?
Tell you what, it's a good to Ratu Nanava didn't connect then, because he was flying, arms down, looking to put the big shoulder in. But it's exactly what Yorkshire didn't need. It's defending time again now, isn't it?
They've largely been pretty good, haven't they, defensively, other than that 7 minutes, which
so
was perfect.
They've stacked here. They've stacked all 6 attackers to the left-hand side of the post. Just you keep around that replay that we've got, and just keep an eye on the number 10. It's like an Exocet missile. So Siniat out half. New.
Just tried to get between a couple of defenders.
Definitely good job he missed.
Bazaz to the 10-metre line, just beyond it. Gray's pointing runners where he wants them. Sinny's drifted out to the left. The ball's brought down the right. Good work. Oh, but then
again another error. Overplayed.
Yorkshire just doing enough to disrupt that movement. 22 all here. A thrill-a-minute ride of a game, this one.
Don't forget Saturday, 1:30 from the Manchester Regional Arena. It's Lancashire's turn to take on the Australian schoolboys. I'll be there with Alan Coleman for that one. And then the Saturday after, it's the first test at the Lee Sports Village. And then the Friday after, the 14th of December, Emerald Headingley, 7:30 start for the second test between England and the Australian schoolboys.
Yeah, I'll have commentary on that one for you. There's Yorkshire bringing it down the right-hand side in the form of Joe Summers.
Played without a break so far, Joe Summers as well on his home patch.
Ooh, he was trying to smuggle the ball out then. Thought better of it in the end and then wrestled unceremoniously to the ground. Good work for Mustafa.
Good handling. A lot of these boys are in pre-season at the moment. I'm not sure they've seen a lot of the football, to be honest, while they've been doing this pre-season training, and some of the ball handling from the Yorkshire boys has been pretty good at times tonight.
Flynn's at dummy half, 40 metres away from the try line, sends it to the right. McClellan goes to the air, that's a high kick, spinning end on end. And I tell you what, they did well to get underneath that one. So the Australian schoolboys in possession again, but there's certainly a bit of venom from these Yorkshire boys coming in. Full-blooded challenges.
Again, though, it's only been another short spell from Franklin Pele. He's back on the bench again.
Is it a case of just managing his minutes, though?
Oh, he's here. There he is. They've certainly had the answer to Franklin tonight, haven't they?
They have. I mean, we were seeing video footage of him, and he looked a monster. He was going through defences, but they've watched him. They've obviously seen that of Yorkshire and have worked it well. But here's Gray.
Got that chance to jump again, hasn't he?
On the bounce, it reaches Crichton. Crichton kicks it forward. It comes off a Yorkshire boot, but I'm not convinced he played in it.
No, definitely not. And Mr. Worsley, our referee, gives Yorkshire head and feed at the scrum. 18 and a bit minutes left here on the official clock.
Take your eyes off this one at your peril. 22 points each. Remember, Yorkshire did build a 16-4 advantage early in this second half, and then a 7-minute
like a whirlwind, wasn't it?
Yeah, 7-minute purple patch. It was just the Ryan Gray show, wasn't it?
Yep. Looks like Tom Holroyd's about to get back out there as well.
I really like what I've seen of Holroyd.
He's played first team at Leeds in the year, hasn't he? So obviously Brian McDermott thought a lot of him to stick him into the side earlier on in the year.
It's good work out of dummy half. Yorkshire just still inside their own half of the field at the moment. Flynn picks up, takes it right. Dupree, good run. It's a fine run from Dupree. Spinning, twisting, turning. He's got 4 Australian players around him, and he stopped 25 metres from the line.
These 4 props have been magnificent for Yorkshire tonight.
Mustafa will take another surge. I tell you what, that fella's Darren Fleary reincarnate.
I was good to think that, yeah.
Here's Milnes, dabs it forward. It's a good kick in behind the in-goal area. And he's nowhere to go as new. Drop out forced again.
And that's it. Build pressure, and you'll get your rewards. Repeat sets will bring tries.
Your shout for a drop goal was looking good. Maybe we're a bit early for that though. Let's see if Yorkshire can get a try. It's a drop out that only reaches 30 metres from the line. Milne's underneath it. Funnels it back to Brown. Brown straight at the defence. And upended as well. Flynn. Oh, there's a little knock on there from Brown. That's unfortunate.
Disappointing, isn't it? That chance to build that extra pressure on this Australian side has gone.
And Stato was moved out into the centres, hasn't he? And he put the hit in.
Yeah, he played in the centre on Sunday up in Newcastle.
Sotelo with the put-in at the scrum. Gray at the base. Spins it left.
To New
right into a 3-man brick wall. White Rose certainly fronting up on that occasion.
Louis McConnell trying to say there was a knock-on in there as well as Jalal Bazaz gets a couple short of the halfway.
Good quick play of the ball from Bazaz. To Lau. Ball in 2 hands, causing havoc. Runs 30 metres away from the line. Gray feeds it right nearer. Gets it out to Toa. Toa between defenders.
Good defence from Jack Broadbent. It's Dragosic.
Big defence, but the offload comes in. Gray spins it into Sinny's arms. He gets it wide.
Needs to slide. Bradman Best has got it away.
They're sailing in at the corner. Great work, Crichton going in. And they've hit the front for the first time in this game of the Australian schoolboys. Clinical stuff. They were given an inch and they took 10 metres.
All come from the offload again, hasn't it? Just not quite organised defensively enough, and then it just became a simple numbers game for the Australians. Ball moved out to the left and Stephen Crichton gets in at the corner, and for the second time tonight Australia are in front.
That's just typical of Australian sides, though,
it
isn't
is,
it?
Yeah.
They're very...
Give them half a chance, they will burn you.
They do, they convert. So clinical.
Great offload, though. Great offload from Dragosic to get it all going.
That ball from Sinny sort of made a bit of space out wide.
Bradman Best with the offload to Crichton to get in at the corner.
Tell you what, you can see why Best is so highly thought of by Newcastle Knights, just in that little bit of play.
Yeah.
He signed till 2022, which is massive for a 17-year-old, isn't it?
Yeah. And you think we're, 3 years away from the Rugby League World Cup here on these shores. How many of this squad may we see in the green and gold of the full Kangaroos? Because they've been bought into the Malmeningers before they left. They've bought them into the framework, so it's like schoolboys, junior Kangaroos, presidents, and then the full Kangaroos. So they're trying to build a culture from even this young age within these junior Kangaroos and schoolboys at the moment.
Which is just feeding how much international rugby should mean, doesn't it? So Crichton, way out on the touchline.
Big kick.
He's almost stalking the ball. Strikes it.
Missed it.
Waved away. But the scoreline, 26 points to the Australian schoolboys, 22 to the White Rose of Yorkshire.
Strap yourselves in, people. 12 and a bit minutes left here at the Menderhose Jungle. Tony Adam, the Australian coach, looking very thoughtful to our right at the moment.
We're in a fascinating position in this game now. As Cine gets hold of the ball.
Big set. It's a good win.
Great, dummy half, passes to Cine, he gets rid of it quickly. Is that our man Tanner?
It is.
Back on the field, he seems to go off with a knock early doors, so it's nice to see him back out there. Dragišić, that's a strong run. Gets up to the tram lines. Cine, he's got some magnificent footwork as Cine.
Yeah, and he's playing in the halves in this second half as well. Started on the wing and it's been moved into the halves. Tom Dearden gone for a breather.
Tanner takes it right through the middle of the Yorkshire defence. Last tackle signalled. Gray moves it right to low, puts it high. Oh, a mistake has been made. It's been picked up by Star Tutter. He's flicked the ball out, but it's been intercepted by the Yorkshire side.
Dodged a bullet there as well.
There's Jack Broadbent, try Broadbent. Played the ball quickly. Oh, the ball's been lost.
Knock on.
Star Tutter's moving
on.
forward.
Star Tutter's knocked on. And it's not being given.
Well, he's not hanging around. Gray.
Tutter's ripped that ball out and it's hit the deck and it's not been given as a knock on.
Tanner runs into a brick wall. Chance here for the Australians.
Got big numbers here. Big numbers.
New. Further to the left.
It's Juan Compain.
Compain inside that 10-metre line. Gray. Looks for some support. Gets it to Talau. Talau puts the step on. Gets between defenders. He's crashed over. That could be a crucial score in this game.
It's come off the back of a big miss. It's come off the back of a big miss. The knock on by Toa in stealing that ball's not been spotted by the officials. Australia aren't hanging about. They've played on and they've managed to come up with the points. And it's Tommy Talau with the try. And sadly that could just be the straw that breaks the Yorkshire back at the moment.
Gives Crichton a good opportunity to add a further goal. He's kicked 3 goals so far in this game.
Feel a bit sorry for the Yorkshire boys at the moment.
They put a heck of an effort in.
They have done, but just on the wrong side of one there.
Talau's limping about a bit.
Yeah, Tony Adams made the call to get him off, but I think it's going to be okay to stay on.
Crichton, meanwhile.
Missed it.
That was unexpected. He's fluffed that one. So his tally
8.5 left here.
His tally remains 3 goals and a try. So back to the halfway line, back to the drawing board as far as Yorkshire are concerned. Trailing by 30 points to 22 in this one.
Need a turnover. I need a turnover quick.
Oh, the gap has been opened and offered for Sinney to go through it. Fortunately, it was closed, but he was still able to make 10 metres. Gray passes to his right-hand side. Good defence from Yorkshire. But you're right, they need an error. They need to
Need the ball back.
get hold of this possession, don't they? Dragišić taking it through the middle. And this is something Australian sides do so well. They hold possession, don't they? Back on the inside comes Matt Dury. Now, he went off with an injury before, so nice to see him back out. As Gray slips it right. New kicks it downfield.
That's going to sit.
Picked up. Oh, great work. Excellent work. Super work, but he's offloaded and it's gone straight to the arms of Gray. Oh, they've thrown the ball away.
Panic. Didn't need to.
Tour moving the ball inside to Tanner. Tanner's inside that 30-metre line. Chance for the Australians again. Coach Adam animated to our right-hand side as Dragišić brings it through the middle. Good defence from Brown, but Sinney slipping the ball out. Newey through the hands. Bradman best. Mustafa's
get him
finding
off
his
the
way
island.
over there and has
Great
pushed him
D.
over the touchline.
Great D from Yorkshire. Mustafa again putting the big shot in. But Yorkshire, 6.5 minutes left, need to be looking to score very, very quickly. They're only probably going to get 4 sets at the most, maybe only 3 sets of the ball, and they're going to need to score twice to get anything out of this game.
And sadly, they're at the wrong end of the ground as well, aren't they? They've got to go 90 metres. Just down by 8, like Matt mentioned. 30 points to 22 in favour of the Australian schoolboys, who have been given one heck of a run for the money. Milnes through the arms. Ooh, is that a little bit high? Nothing said by our match officials.
Penalty would be nice. There we go, got it.
You just didn't have a word then with Cameron Worsley, did you, Matt?
Would I, David?
Oh, this ball being kicked in our direction. Thankfully, doesn't have to test either of our catching skills. Tap to be taken by the 2-try man Broadbent. Yorkshire in possession. 5 metres until they get over halfway.
Here's Holroyd.
Oh, big run. Massive run from Holroyd. Great work. He's got a long career in front of him, one would hope. Good work there by Johnson.
Maybe a wasted tackle.
Milnes has called for it on the left. Drops it back. Oh, I'll tell you what, Broadbent had to be aware then.
Matt Dory read that well.
30 metres away from the try line. Time ticking down. Milnes linking with McClelland. Through the arms it goes. Big defence by Sinney.
Got it away.
The ball out. Here's
To
McClelland. McClelland inside the 20.
Knock on.
That's a knock on, surely.
Going to try and get this scrum pack quickly now. Get the clock stopped.
And they have done. The clock has been stopped. And just looking over.
4:22.
Quick try in this set, Matt.
Be an exciting grandstand finish, David. Don't forget, Saturday 1:30 on the Hour League app, Lancashire Academy against the Australian schoolboys from the regional arena in Manchester.
You'd fancy that to be an entertaining clash as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, this Lancashire side beat Yorkshire, didn't they, actually, in the season?
Got an Australian player down at the moment.
Got to
It
feel
is
it's
Dragicic again.
He's been in the wars, hasn't he?
He has,
this game?
and they're going to get him out the back, and Jalal Bazaz will get back out there.
I think that's amongst the top names in rugby league. Along
Jalal
with
Bazaz.
Yeah, along with Steele Retchless.
Yes.
That was always my favourite name prior to that. But
Switch
Jalal
on,
Bazaz
switch
has
on.
got it. Milnes down the right-hand side. Chance here for Yorkshire. Tell you what,
No need
Lewis
to
Carr
panic.
had to come
Plenty
back
of time.
inside. The cast man will play it 10 metres out from the line. McClellan taking control. Slipping the ball further in the middle to Louis McConnell from Leeds Rhinos. 10 metres to go for Yorkshire. Can they push over for a crucial score? Holroyd sets himself for the big drive, but 3 green and gold jumpers stop him. Johnson in at dummy half. Takes it right. The knock on from McConnell. And away comes Sinney. They've worked it wide, quick as a flash.
To
Bradman
Crichton.
Best rolled on his back.
Crichton.
Sensible play from the Australians. Now will just tick as much of the clock down as they can. 3.5 minutes remaining. They're up by 8. Sinney takes control.
Oh, if Louis McConnell had took that ball in, I had him a dead set getting over the stripe, mate.
Oh, it would have been interesting, wouldn't it? It would have been. Bazaz takes it through the middle. Gray works it to his right-hand side. Ratuna Novo will play it. Bazaz taking his second carry in this set. Wrapped up by 3 Yorkshire players. Johnson last man up. Gray gets his kick away. Taken on the full. Launching
Witten.
the counter-attack is Witten. Ooh, Sab nearly ripping his head off.
Cheeky little forearm across the chops as well.
Broadbent takes the carry. Takes a short arm as well. 40 metres away from their own line, Yorkshire, just at the wrong end of the ground. Dupree will try and get his way forward. Oh, that's a high shot again from Tanner. He's got away with it. Got away with a couple of these borderline challenges, haven't they, the Aussies? McConnell through the hands. McClellan out to Mustafa. Mustafa still going and still going. 30 metres away from the line. Johnson slips it right. McClellan releases his pass at short time.
Here we
basket.
go.
Last tackle.
No.
Oh, they've gone the wrong way. Ball released scrappily. Comes back to Mustafa. He finds McClellan. McClellan dabs it forward. It's popped up for Dupree. Last tackle. Can he get an arm free? Gray's wrapped him up.
He's ruled. It's not been played at. 90 seconds left, and that just might be enough to see the Australians home.
Well, Gray's gone down, clutching his ankle. Clock's been stopped with 83 seconds remaining.
And you know what? These Yorkshire boys can be proud of the effort they've put in tonight, Dave. They've given this Australian side a really good run for the money. They might be a little bit disappointed letting that 16-4 lead slip early in the second half, but Tony Adam will be really pleased with the way these Australian side have got back into it, ably assisted by Ryan Gray, who's been superb this second half.
It's been a brilliant cameo, hasn't it, from Gray, who took control in the middle there. Now Bazaz taking another run to get to his own 40-metre line. Gray passes to his right-hand side. Nanova rolled on his back. Ball down the right-hand side. Dangerous from Startower. Still cutting his way forward. Inside the 30-metre line. A great carry from him. Last tackle signalled. They've got numbers down the right. Kick comes in from Talau. Goes in behind the defence. Well picked up. Well recovered. And they'll try and spark a counter-attack. They've got to keep this ball moving of Yorkshire. Enterprising stuff. But you fancy it's too little too late as Milnes keeps it moving. Johnson finds Dupree in the middle. Big run from him again. Approaching the last 10 seconds. Last hurrah here for Yorkshire. And here's Mustafa. For me, he's been my man of the match for Yorkshire.
He's lost it.
Superb.
Given a penalty. There's the siren, but of course we'll need to play the penalty, so they'll get a kick to touch and a play after.
Yeah, one final play. Big hoof to the sky, do you reckon?
I'll stick it in the corner first.
So Milnes
Good
lofts
kick
it into the corner. 30 metres gained with that. So the last play, it all comes down to this. The Australian schoolboys will win the game, you fancy? Holroyd kicking it over the top. The prop chasing after it. Bobbles up. And they'll take the tackle. And that'll be all that we have got time for. A great second half effort from the Australian schoolboys. Yorkshire got out to a 16-4 advantage after 44 minutes. They've scored tries this evening, have Yorkshire. 2 of them from Jack Broadbent, 1 each from Mikey Lewis and Tom Holroyd. Lewis has kicked 2 goals, Earl Milnes has kicked 1. And in response, Australian schoolboys have scored through Star Tour. Zach Sinney grabbed 2 tries. Tommy Tallow also got over, as well as Ryan Gray, with Stephen Crichton kicking 3 goals in addition to scoring a try. But they've been given one heck of a game here. And I suppose, Matt, your final thoughts?
I think Yorkshire are pretty unlucky, you know. The 16-4 up, you thought they'd have got themselves into the game, and you'd have thought they'd have been able to kick on from there. But credit to the Australian side, they all of a sudden flicked a switch, didn't they? And Ryan Gray was the man who came there, created 2 and scored 1 in the next minute, 18 points in no time. And Yorkshire were behind, but credit to them, they dug deep, they got back into the game, but unfortunately just maybe run out a little bit out of steam getting towards the end, did the Yorkshire boys.
We've seen a cracking game this evening. It continues on Saturday. Matt, you're over at the Manchester
Manchester Regional
Arena.
Academy, 1:30 kick-off for Lancashire against the Australian schoolboys. First test is at Leigh on the 8th of December with a 2 p.m. kick-off, and then the following Friday, the 14th of December, 7:30 at Emerald Headingley for the final game of the tour.
This is Dave Parkinson and Matt Horton signing off in the knowledge that Yorkshire have gone down this evening by 30 points to 22.